Have you looked at LEGO prices recently and thought, wow, they've gotten really expensive since I was a kid? Well, today we're going to be taking an in-depth dive on whether LEGO has really raised their prices or if it's a total myth. Let's take a look at old LEGO sets compared to really recent sets to see if their prices are really more expensive. Let's start off with a couple Star Wars sets because they're really easy to compare and also, well, we all really love Star Wars. LEGO released the Coruscant Guard gunship that came out in 2023. It had 1,083 pieces and retailed for $140. Comparing it to the gunship from 2013, it had 1,175 pieces and retailed for $120, but that would now be $164 in today's money. Now, while that makes the Coruscant Guard gunship obviously seem like the better value, the old gunship is clearly the better set, so I would say the prices are about even. Next, if we take a look at the ATTE from 2022, it retailed for $140 and had 1,082 pieces. Comparing this to the ATTE from 2008 that had 792 pieces and retailed for $90, but in today's money that's going to be $134. While the new ATTE has a ton more pieces, the pieces are a lot smaller and give it a lot more detail, and the old ATTE is actually bigger. That being said, we have reason 74 that bigger is not always better. Yeah, the new one is clearly the better set. Long story short, these sets hold a very similar value. Now let's scale it down a bit to battle packs. If we take a look at the new Ambush on Mandalore battle pack, it contains 109 pieces and retails for $20. Then comparing that to arguably the best battle pack of all time is the Kashyyyk Troopers, which came out in 2014, had 99 pieces and retailed for $13, but in today's money, that's $17.49. Now, battle packs are great because it's a clear apple to apples comparison. 4 minifigures and a very similar amount of pieces. Here we can see that not only is the price better on the old set, but the quality is also a lot better as well. Battle packs are an instance where we are clearly getting screwed over nowadays. Now with our last Star Wars example, let's move on to two of the most iconic sets of all time. The first UCS Millennium Falcon came out in 2007. It had 5,197 pieces. Now this retailed for $500, but inflation adjusted is $777. The new UCS Millennium Falcon came out in 2017 but is still on shelves now, has 7,541 pieces and retails for $850. Now the new one seems like it's a far better value consisting of over 2,000 more pieces, but the pieces are a lot smaller, which gives it a lot more detail and hence makes it look better. Now they are about the same size, but the new one looks a lot better and in my opinion is worth the $80 upcharge. Now let's take a look at some non-Star Wars sets. The Eldorado Fortress came out in 1989, had 506 pieces, retailed for the very weird price of $66, but in today's money that's $171. The new Eldorado's Fortress from 2023 retails for a whopping $215, but contains over 2,000 more pieces. The reason for the difference in pieces, but a very similar size, is because the old set uses a huge base plate that would take hundreds of pieces in the new set. You'll notice that's a theme with old LEGO sets, that they use a lot less pieces but much bigger pieces. While the new Eldorado's Fortress is more expensive, it's hands down a better value. The Ultrasonic Raider released in 2012 had 622 pieces and retailed for the very overpriced $80, but that's now $111. But in 2024, if we look at the Ninja Team Combo vehicle, it has 576 pieces and retails for $90. Now, while the older set clearly looks a lot better, since we're only going to be talking about value here, the new one definitely holds the better value. Finally, if we look at the Tournament Temple City from 2024, it retails for $250, has 3,489 pieces. This can easily be compared to the Temple of Air Jitsu from 2015. It had 2,028 pieces and retailed for $200, but that's now a whopping $270. Not only is the new set cheaper and have more pieces, but it's overall just a better value. While the Temple of Air Jitsu might be considered a better set, the new Tournament Temple City is hands down the best value. So hopefully these examples have made it clear that LEGO has not gotten more expensive over the years, but now let's talk about why people think that. Now, the first reason is obvious. If you were a kid during this time period, you were not focused about the prices, but now as adults, and now that the money is coming out of our wallets, all we're looking at is the price and the value of the set. Reason number 2 is simply we aren't taking inflation into account. We can't compare a $100 set now with a $100 set back in 2008. Now for reason number 3, and in my opinion the most likely reason, is that LEGO just releases bigger sets now. You would not even blink an eye if LEGO released another $500 set now, but the $500 Millennium Falcon when it came out in 2007 was groundbreaking. Another thing is that just because a set is big doesn't mean it's overpriced. For example, the Eiffel Tower is $630 but has 10,000 pieces and stands over 5 feet tall. Now that LEGO has become primarily adult focused, we can see these huge sets that we never would have seen a decade ago. LEGO used to never release sets bigger than $350 because they knew when it was primarily kids buying the sets, they couldn't afford it. So in conclusion, LEGO's prices have not changed, your perspective and LEGO's audience is the thing that's really changed. That being said, guys, if you had an example that I missed, maybe something that proves me wrong, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys learned something and maybe rethought your perspective. Well, maybe I'm missing something. Is LEGO actually more expensive now? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments, drop a comment, I read all of them. Thank you all so much for watching, make sure to stay bricked and check out more videos coming up on the end screen now.